William Shakespeare, the Black Brown. Yo, Big Daddy, tell me about Will. William Shakespeare was an English poet and playwright. He was born in 1564 as John Shakespeare. The exact date of birth is unknown. In his mysterious life, he wrote many great pieces of literature. An example would be Romeo and Juliet. He started writing the masterpiece in 1594 and finished in 1596. The play became very popular during the Elizabethan period, and it's still one of the most well-known plays of this time. When he was only 17, he married Anne Hathaway, a pregnant 26-year-old woman. Dang, that's my boy! Player! She later became the mother of his first child named Susanna on May 26, 1583, 2 days before my birthday. The couple later had twins, Hamnet and Judith, born February 2, 1585. Sadly, Hamnet died on August 11, 1596. In 1612, Shakespeare retired from his career as a playwright and died 4 years later. Now, Shakespeare is still known as one of the greatest writers in English history, literature. In English literature. Cupcake, what was that swag like?
Back in the days of Romeo and Juliet, things were much different than the things we are accustomed to now. The clothing was much more formal. The women wore stockings and corsets under the clothes, and over the clothes they wore gowns that touched the floor. It was considered rude to show their ankles. The men wore similar undergarments. They wore cloaks and breeches over their clothes.
What about Romeo and Juliet, Melody?
It is known that they
Romeo and Juliet.
in love, but they couldn't be together because of family obstacles. Shakespeare found his inspiration in Arthur Brooks' poems, The Tragical History of Romeo and Juliet. We also know that Romeo and Juliet were trying to work out a way that they could be together. Romeo and Juliet's family were enemies. They were saddened by the fact that they could never be together. Many say that they were young and they didn't know what true love was, but it wasn't something that was out of place for the time.
So, what have you learned?
Well, personally, I think that Billy looks great in the dress. Don't you?